Yes, sir, you're on the air.
This is Robert from New Jersey.
Robert, time has come. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
Just fine.
What you are asking is about a physical time machine that is built with nuts and bolts and the traditional methods, and yes, they do exist.
Wait a minute. You said, yes, they do exist. Again, that's a statement of fact. How do you know that?
I know for a fact because I've seen and worked on them.
You've seen and worked on them?
What you are asking about, everything is based on the theory of Tesla.
Yes,
Tesla had these theories. He was by far in advance of Einstein. The first time the Americans tried this was the Philadelphia experiment. Tesla had backed out by that point.
Well, now, the Philadelphia experiment was not an experiment about time travel.
No.
It was an attempt to make a U.S. ship invisible. That's right. Now, the effects, however, may, in fact, involve time travel. No question about that. But
everything was based on the work of Tesla. You're talking about frequency and laser light, where the speeds have to... What you are talking about is energy that is required that is phenomenal, because the speed that you have to go at light is incredible. Light has to reach startling speeds and frequencies.
You're claiming you've worked on one of these machines?
I can tell you I've seen them, and they're...
All right, well then tell me where.
There is one in the New York area, and the Nazis were working on time travel before and during World War II.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Those were the two experiences. The Soviets also tried, but failed miserably.
Can you tell me how you got access to see such a thing?
I can tell you no more than what I'm telling you now, but most of the people that have gone through the portals to travel have never come back.
Yeah.
So the vast majority, what you are asking, the vast majority of people that have gone through those portals, probably like the two people that you said who were working on these things, where they would have gotten the energy and the parts, because time is a third dimension concept. It does not exist in any other dimension.
Well, I don't know how long you've been listening to my program, but Madman Markham was in fact modulating the field he created with a laser. Did you know that?
Yes, and I heard that tonight.
Oh, you did know that.
What you are, well, see, the concepts, they do have the physics, because all of this was based on the work of Tesla, who was by far ahead of his time. Most of his writings that were confiscated later on have never been seen.
That's right.
So he had a plan to light up the world with electricity, as long as it would be free forever for humanity, from his Tesla World Tower, which never came to fruition because there was no money in it, and he was squashed. But he did talk about these things, so all of the things that you are asking are based on his work. Number two, when you go through the portal, you don't know where you're going to actually wind up. You have rough estimates. You don't know exactly.
How rough?
Sometimes days, weeks, or years.
So you could miss your destination in time by days, weeks, or even years.
Yes. So what you're asking about is that most of these people who have gone through have never come back. Number two...
Well, the ones that I've experienced, that I've been talking to about time travel, have not come back. And you're telling me that's a truth of time travel? You know that to be a truth? That it's a one-way trip?
It depends what kind of machine you're using. Some are one way. Others you can get back, but you make the mistake of assuming that once you are there, it's going to be so easy. You're going back in time, different languages, different clothing, different customs. There are universal laws about interference in these things that cannot be broken.
What, for example?
Well, you make the assumption that the government and other people make, who want to control destinies, that things can be changed. There are certain very small things that can be changed, but major things cannot be changed. Time flows forward as it flows backwards. So in reality, there is really no future and no past, but just the eternal present. So you are asking various questions. If you would ask me more detailed questions, I could give you more detailed answers.
Well, you said there's really no future and past, but just
an eternal present that is ever flowing forward and backward.
there is, yes, but you seem to be destroying your own contention that time travel is possible.
Let me just tell you this. What you are asking is based on something called sacred geometry. Bruce R. Cathy did work on this. There were other people who've done work on this, Tesla, and there were a few others. You can travel back 2,500,000 years in time before you hit a time wall. You can travel up to 2012, and you cannot go beyond that.
There's another wall at 2012?
The end of the Mayan calendar,
yes. Is there any detail with regard to particularly the future that you can tell me?
Yes.
Other than the wall, I mean, it sounds like it all ends then. Otherwise, between now and 2012.
Let me answer some questions for you, Art.
Go.
You go back to 2,500,000 years ago. That is the end of Lemuria. You can go forward to 2012. There was a cataclysm on the planet 2,500,000 years ago that had to do with the sliding into a new time dimension that we are in now. It was a cataclysm at the end of the Lemurian civilization, which had lasted about 3 million years. So if you were to go back, if you could traverse that wall, which you cannot, it's a different race. It's actually a different type of time and a different type of dimension.
Is it another cataclysm at 2012? Do we know anything of the nature?
2012 is a positive date. Krishna gave that date, Buddha gave that date, and Christ gave that date. The Mayan calendar gives the date because we're going into fourth dimension. There is no more time in fourth dimension. It will be what Krishna talked about, the end of Kali Yuga.
And probably the Christians regard as the Lord coming back and, Christians all getting sucked up like in a vacuum. Yeah, okay. Well, there is somebody who claims to know that a machine exists among other places in New York State. Yeah, I've been wondering a lot about 2012. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Good morning.